everyone, my name is Zeon, you are my remnants, and welcome to yet another video of a custom ghost shell I've done. Now, I've done about 25 ghost shells over the last year or so, that I've sold on GuardianCon and Etsy and things like that, and I normally just post pictures to my Instagram and my Twitter and whatnot, but I want to start doing more videos on them, just like how I do videos on custom figures. Especially ones that required some ingenuity, some craftsmanship, and not just straight repaints. So I'm going to start doing more videos on that. And also, guys, if you want to see more of the stuff I make that I don't put on YouTube, you can follow me on all the social medias, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Everything is Zeonremnants. Also, if you want to support me and check out some of my t-shirt designs, check out Zeonremnants.com for Star Wars t-shirts, Destiny, Borderlands, and we got a couple new things coming out. So there's that. And if you want your own custom ghost made, you can go to etsy.com/shop/Zeonremnants and ask me for a custom ghost. There's a listing on there. There's also a video about how I do that, if you guys want to get more info on how I make and sell my custom ghosts, so there's that. But if you have any questions, just message me on any of the social medias or Etsy, etc. All the links are down below, so there's that. Without further ado, let's get into this ghost here. So this was a ghost commissioned to me on Etsy by someone, and I think it's someone's birthday gift. So whoever this is going to, I hope you enjoy it, because it's one of my favorite that I've done. And it was the Iron Wolf shell, which kind of holds a special place in my heart, because if you guys ever watch Team Titan, the Destiny machinima that we produce on this channel, which is in hiatus currently, for reasons that I'll do a video about eventually. But the first ghost shell that my character, Kenji the Ghost, uses is the Iron Wolf shell. And through a interesting chain of events in real life, we had to change that ghost over to the new Monarchy ghost. But this initially was my ghost shell of the character that I voiced in that. And so it's kind of cool to make it in real life and see, you know, Kenji. Which is also funny, because I have made new Monarchy ghosts before, and I've never thought, hey, this is Kenji. But for whatever reason, when I made this one, I thought, hey, Kenji from episode 1. But anyway, so this was interesting. I've done a couple of these ghosts before with these spike bits, and again, I have templates that I made to do this. This is 2 pieces of plastic. They get contact cemented onto these 2 angles here, and then going up the middle, I do super glue in the back, and you can kind of, sometimes you might see, you really can't see it because of the black paint, but if you see like these dark spots here, that's the paint sticking to little globs of super glue to hold this these little spikes together. So now, with that said, in the actual game model, this piece does not exist here. The spikes go from this angle, here and here, and they come up. This piece is not in the game. But in order to make the ghost durable, stable, etc., I extended these pieces down to come here. And in order to make them game accurate, you would have to eliminate all of this. And I don't know how I would go about doing that. I guess what I could do is I could make like an L bracket almost right here. But then you would have that L bracket, I mean, you wouldn't see it from the front, I guess, but I don't know. Maybe I'd come up with a better solution, but for me, bringing them all the way down so that they can be glued on these large surface areas makes the most sense to me. But with that came a problem. On the Iron Wolf shell, of course, we have the Iron Tree design, and painting it on wouldn't look good because you have this change in elevation from here to here. So if I painted this on here and continued it, I just didn't think it would look all that good. So I was debating, what do I do? Well, I decided to go ahead and use more leftover plastic, and I basically carved out the Iron Tree out of little bits of spare plastic, and obviously it continues here, so now we have that same elevation or whatever. So instead of continuing it again, I just scribed some lines and I painted that. But then it just looks like one piece. So, and I'm really proud of the way this iron tree came out. I did it on the fly. I had to just kind of trace out some things. This was a lot of use of my bandsaw, and especially with these little petal pieces, these are basically just little tiny squares of plastic that I cut out and then sanded with a Dremel until I get that shape and make sure that they fit. The trees, this was kind of traced out, cut with the bandsaw, and then sanded a bit. This was just a long rectangle that was then sanded to have a taper down here. And this obviously also was traced out, cut with the bandsaw, and then sanded. And it just took a lot of trial and error, especially first getting this piece. And I honestly don't have a template for this. And I probably should have done some type of, made an official template in case I do it again. So now if I do this again, I have to do this process all over again, which is stupid. If you learn anything from this video, whenever you make something new, always template it. And I normally am very good at that. I've templated these spikes. If you've seen my other ghosts, I have templates for the cat ghost, and I have templates for the ghost with the big crowns. But this I didn't do, which I feel is a missed opportunity. The same thing goes for the wolves' heads. Since I wasn't going to be painting them on, and honestly I'd probably do a bad job of painting this detail and this anyway, this again was traced out, cut on the bandsaw, sanded, dremeled, whatever it got to make the same shape, and then I used the wood burner to go ahead and make these little tiny details, and I think they came out alright. Doing the teeth would be hard because just of how small the heads are, and I might be able to do it eventually, but I just didn't feel confident in doing that. I love the paint scheme of this ghost. The bottom is like I think it's called emerald green from Krylon. Top we had the repaint white, and then the gold is gold leaf from Tamiya. This was all hand painted. I taped off this bit so I can get little nice, as clean as possible edges, but I knew I was going to weather this anyway. Anytime I make something that's white or gold or anything light colors, I normally do want to weather it because it begs to be weathered. And I've done different Iron Banner ghost shells in the past. This one, and you guys saw last video, I did the other Iron Banner one with the engraved trees and that, and the crown with the shield. I love weathering the Iron Banner ghosts because I just think that they would be weathered. You got to think that the Iron Banner stuff is among the oldest of the old in Destiny, so they're probably full of dirt, full of grime, age, etc., whether it be armor or the ghost or the weapons, etc. I just, in my mind, I think since they're hundreds of years old or whatever, that they would be kind of grimy anyway, and because they're gold and white and those light colors lend themselves well to weathering, because then you can see the weathering. And I went ahead and I wanted to have the areas around the wolf's head darker, the areas around the symbols dark as well, just to give it more definition, and especially in these little parts here where there's recesses, etc. I always try to get some lines that would have more weathering than others have it. And, in total, I just think it just lends itself well to the archetype of the Iron Banner weaponry and the ghost. So, but this was one of those interesting ones where I had to kind of, okay, I have this design for these type of ghosts, but now I have to add this. What do I do? Do I change this? Do I change this? So I ended up obviously going with this, and I think it came out really well. And so that's this ghost. It's all done. Of course, my light in the eye, as always. This is Harbor Freight flashlight. I wish I could find a flashlight that's just, what is this, like half an inch or something? Just a little bit smaller so it wouldn't stick out. I painted this gold just so it doesn't stick out, like a sore thumb too much. But normally you're looking at it from the front anyway, so, it's not that big of a deal. But I can see why some people would not like it. And maybe eventually I will find a way to integrate a better LED type of light so where we don't have this. And of course, I wrap the back in tape so that it wedges into the hole. And yeah, So I'm really proud of this, guys. Let me know, what do you think of the Iron Wolf ghost? I think this is one of the best ghosts I've done. It was a new experience for me, and I hope the person getting it for their birthday likes it. So let me know down below in the comments, what do you think of this ghost? Like the video if you enjoyed it. If you want to see more creative content, go ahead, hit the subscribe button and that bell to get notifications. I normally upload once or twice a week. I've been trying to upload more consistently lately, and I do have a lot of projects right now, so I will be putting out videos on that, as well as the special edition of Teen Titans Season 1, which I'll do an official video about, but that will have new and extended scenes, more consistent voice actors, because some of the characters in Season 1 have 2 and 3 voice actors because people would disappear, etc. And some re-voicing of things that weren't voiced well, new music, and some added shots just to make the overall show look better. A new beginning of the first episode, because I hate the beginning of the first episode, and things like that. So if you guys have ever watched Teen Titan on my channel, and if you haven't, and you're bored in lockdown, quarantine, whatever, I highly suggest going ahead watching Teen Titan on this channel, Season 1. It's not just Teen Titan. Teen Titan is part of a broader Destiny Machinima universe, which is exactly what it is called, DMU. Teen Titan is in the same universe of other machinimas as Fireteam Weasel, Rift, and From the Ashes. So you may see some characters pop up in Teen Titan, or in those other shows from Teen Titan, and you're like, who's this person? Well, they're characters from other shows. And we all have a joined timeline. So if you enjoy Teen Titan, or if you've ever watched Fireteam Weasel, or Rift, or From the Ashes, then go ahead and watch Teen Titan, because it's all part of the same universe, and some characters from those shows appear. So check it out. And Season 1 Special Edition will be coming out probably in a month or so. The rough cut of that is almost done. So it'll be in long format. And it should be pretty cool. Season 2 will come out, I don't know right now, honestly. So we'll see what's going on with that. I have rough cuts of all the episodes done, but we run into an issue with someone. So anyway. Thank you again for watching. I will see you next time with another video. And as always, Zeon!